Okay, we are still live at LSTV1, and here we have Madam. Madam, can you tell us your name, please?
Yes, I'm Aissatou Sow.
Aissatou Sow. And this is Team M Transformation Organization, right? And whenever we hear the name organization, there must be an executive. So what is your position in this organization?
Okay, this is the Tech M Transformational Organization. Myself with my colleague, we are the judges in this competition. It is the African Nations Current Affairs competition, and the rest of the team are in the hall right now for the second and the third stage of the program. This is the first stage, which is the written exams. That's what we've just concluded, and we are the judges.
Okay, can you tell us some of the aims and objectives of the organization?
Yes, the aim and objectives of TechM Transformational Organization is to complement the efforts of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. If you are familiar with our programs, you will see that we don't only centralize our activities in the combos here, it is decentralized from Katong to Koina. Each school, either lower basic or upper basic schools, even now we've seen senior secondary schools taking part in this competition. And looking at the trend, first we started off with written books. That is the first book written by Mr. Tunde himself, that is the coordinator of the association. And then you have the introduction of the National Spelling Bee competition, which is the first of its kind in this country. We have seen many others coming up now. We have other organizations also following suit to complement the efforts of the ministry. But again, not withstanding all that, we still managed to come up with programs yearly, because this one is the first of its kind, is the first in the region itself, in the sub-region. And the purpose of this competition is to expose the kids to their traditions, their cultures, our norms and our values, and also for the children to know the countries around Africa, their capitals, what they do. During the second part, you will get to know through some of the activities that we'll be doing, like what exactly do we want these kids to go home with. Not only that, you will also witness the launching of a guidebook, which is written by the coordinator himself, Mr. Tunde. We don't only depend on materials that are online or just ask the kids to do their own findings. We created a work tool that they will use as a guide throughout this program. This is just the preliminary stage, and as we go deeper, you will realize that this program is much more than what we've just seen in this morning. During this morning's test, the written test, even myself and my colleague were discussing it's too much, but then again, they're given these work tools to go through them and familiarize themselves with what actually the judges want them to do. And the teacher coordinators, they're all in the picture, they've been given. And today, after the preliminaries, they'll be given the actual work tool, which will be launched today together with the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. So basically, you will know that TechM Transformational Organization is working with the ministry, but not only with the ministry, but also partners like the Social Security and Housing Corporation. We also have the Central Bank of the Gambia. They all stepping in because of what we are doing. The content of our activities aligns with some of their social, their corporate social responsibilities, and most of the time they will step in to support the organization.
Okay, you said the organization is decentralized in the Gambia here. So is it that you are going to establish clubs in schools, or they are going to learn it in class?
Actually, this is a championship, a competition, and in all these schools you already have the press club, you have the reading club, the English club, you have the drama club, and anytime we come up with programs, we reach out to the schools, and they in turn will give it out to the teacher coordinators responsible for each area. Like right now, you will have either the history teachers or the history club taken up, because it has to do with what? Our history as a continent. And they will know exactly how to guide these kids throughout this competition for them to become winners at the end of the day. So that's how we work.
Okay, can you tell us the year that this Team M Transformation organization was established?
Yes, TechM started back in the early 2014, going to 2015. That's when Mr. Tunde started his activities, and he started approaching various institutions. And one of the first institutions that he approached happened to be the Gambia National Library Service Authority, where I work, especially our branch at the Brikama Library. So that's where he started communicating his ideas and his hopes and what he planned to do, because like he observed the community and noticed that there were not many activities going on. Kids will just come into the library, somewhere, read, and then they leave. And he was like, what can we do to improve some of these kids, their educational their understandings, or what can we do as something that will bring together all schools together, or maybe force these kids to go out from their comfort zones to actually go out and do findings. That's when he came up with the idea of organizing a spelling bee competition around the Brikama end. And through the conversation, I can remember telling him, like, it does not have to be only Brikama. We can have a national spelling bee competition. And you know, he's a goal-getter, so he was like, Ma, this will happen. And that's how this thing happened. Like in 2015, 2016, he started knocking on all doors, going up and down, in and out, using his own resources, until he was able to get some donors who continue to support this program till date. Prominent among them is the ministry, especially REC 2. They have been supportive, and other institutions, both the media and both public and private institutions.
Okay, the book that Mr. Tunde wrote, is it going to be for sale or free? And if it is going to be for sale, how can we have access to the book?
Yeah, the book will be available, and most of the information will be unveiled during the launching of the book. And for the participants, we've already gotten people who pledge to get certain copies for certain schools. So you'll see that they will not be buying these copies. They'll be going home with them, and they'll be using these books for the subsequent rounds. Because today will be the preliminaries. From there, we'll give them their visa card. This visa card, any participant that gets this card is assured of progressing to the next stage. So for the book sale, it will be opened during the launch, and the prices will be named, it will be mentioned, and then people will be allowed to at least either pledge or buy directly during the launching.
Okay, so when is the launching going to take place?
It's
and where?
Today, just after the marking of the seats. We are going straight to the Gambia College main hall for the second and the third part of this program. So this is just the first part. Yeah.
Okay. Can you, your name again?
I am Aissatou Sow from the National Library.
Okay, thank you, Aissatou.
Yeah, thank you.